Alright, y'all, here it is. LS Swap BMW. We'll go ahead and see if we can't get it in real quick and get it up on the dyno lift, and then we'll get some video of the setup on it and go from there. Let's see if she even wants to start. Or how does she start? Alright, do I gotta put the key in the detector? There we go. Oh! Oh! That don't sound like no BMW. Damn. Ooh, got them automatic winders. Ooh, got that. That ain't stock. Oh, that got a tight converter. Man, that thing got a tight converter. That must be a stock converter. Is it? Running pretty rough. Puffing smoke. Wideband says it's super lean. You can see all the smoke is puffing. I was in the car, so I couldn't really see it, but oh, 4L60. Let's see.
Some cats.
And no muffler.
Needs an X-Pipe.
Needed a lot. Got a tail shaft seal leak. Do you see the sensor?
For the high?
Yeah, the wideband. Oh, there she is. Oh, man, that's a pain to get to.
Yeah. Is it loose?
I don't think so.
Or is it in there?
Reach up in there and tell me. So it's only 355 degrees.
Yeah. It's 335 on it.
Oh yeah, 335.
Some stock manifolds.
No, I think those are Holly swap.
That's what I meant.
But yeah, oh man.
Well, we got 3.
We got either too big of a fan or half of a radiator.
Underboard.
Unless something else was supposed to be here at some point, because it curves in right here, but I'm not a BMW guy, so I couldn't tell you. All right. Alrighty, well, we'll get some straps on her and get plugged in and see what we can see. It's got some black around here, so maybe that O2's killed. I guess we could always. All right, back at it on the Beamer. Yeah, I definitely would say sensor was pretty bad off, so nice. That's that self-tuning Terminator stuff. But anyway, got a new sensor in it, and we're about to fire it up and see how she does. I cleaned up a lot of the table just off of sound feel here and fuel flow last night, so it's a lot closer in the ballpark and all that. So we got to work on a few things, idle and all that. I don't know why a stage 1 cam 5.3 that don't even make noise has to idle at 950, but you know, who knows, they have their reasons. But we brought it down and we'll go from there. There's a stock converter in it, so which, you know, too high of an idle will fight itself too, but we'll play with that and see what we can do for them. Let me get the computer out and get at it. I landed. What you eating, dude? Chips and salsa? Is that your favorite? Yeah, you love chips and salsa? What you eating, dude?
Yo-yo.
What? Yo-yos?
Yo-yo.
Nut, but boy, you gonna get it? Yeah, I'd say that's a lot closer than what it was reading. I did this manually with no sensor at all last night, and still the whole time the sensor was reading like 16, 17 to 1. I mean, it's still got to warm up and get out of, you know, we'll do that and we'll start messing with the tables a little bit and go from there. But at least we got a sensor that's reading, and we're in the ballpark. So okay, so that's strange. It looks like it killed that sensor in no time. This is just like 3 or 4 minutes after that last cut, and it was reading fine, and then all of a sudden, bam, it went to reading lean. Nothing changed at all. No changes to the fuel table, no changes to any other parameters, anything. Just bam, like someone hit a switch on it. And I don't know, so I'm gonna have to start digging. And I checked, I went and added a bunch of fuel just to see, you know, if the sensor would change, and the sensor never changed from like 16.5, 17. Enough fuel to where motor was stumbling and all, and I had to keep pedal on it to keep it alive. So yeah, that's about right. Move on to the next step and hunt down what's going on. Well, I had another Terminator X laying around. Plugged it in, flashed the file on it, and fired it up. Not on, you know, fake wood, but so far it's working how it's supposed to. So maybe it's an ECU issue, maybe it's still a wiring issue that hasn't showed itself yet. But so far we've been going on about 15 minutes, and everything's how it should be. So I guess I'll start dropping it down to hook it up to the rollers and all, and give it some more run time, see how it does, and go from there. Just watching the learn table for now, just because, just make sure it's doing what's supposed to be doing. I don't like that battery though, and the oil pressure. Let's see where we at. So I guess I'm gonna get them on the phone and see if they want me to do an oil change. If it's gotten pretty fat on them and all, that could have fueled up the oil a little bit and thinned it out. On first start up, when oil's cold, it's got great oil pressure, but now that it's warm, y'all see where it's at. So I guess we're gonna go from there, let them know how it's doing, what it's doing, and yeah, I mean, it's just a L33 with a tiny camshaft. I mean, Y'all see it's idling at 650 and it's barely got a little shake to it, mostly because of the tight converter. You know, I put it back in park. And I might drop the idle back down a little bit more, see how it does, but that converter is super tight. All right, so far still everything seems good. I got off phone with them, let them know that, you know, we did swap the ECU and everything's working so far. I will double check the harness some and see if I notice anything. Only one thing I did notice while swapping the ECU, which I didn't look hard or pay attention real quick. I was in a hurry, but one of the connectors was zip tied to the computer, so I don't know if the tab on the connector is broke or the tab on the ECU is broke, but I'll get up there in a second and check. I told them about the oil pressure and they want to go ahead and change it since they haven't changed it since and it could be fueled down. So I guess I'm gonna go get some oil in a second. Which stinks, I did have some oil in the back of the Excursion and a filter for the Z that I must have just took out, because could have just did it real quick and been done. And get her back on the rollers and see. I've been fighting this dyno. I don't know if I've told y'all. I'm sure I have. It's definitely in the Z28 video, but again, it wouldn't come on. And I got on the phone with Mustang and I started checking stuff with my meter and everything was good. Still wouldn't come on. So I just started taking some stuff loose and putting it back in, and well, now she comes on. So, you know, who knows? Because they wanted me to send them the whole tower and all that. I'm like, man, shipping there, shipping back's not cheap. What are they gonna charge me? How many days? I need to get this thing out of here. So anyway, we're gonna go find some oil and get her changed up and see what kind of power this 4L60 328i L33 stage 1 camshaft cast manifold LS3 intake BMW does. So not looking to be a whole lot, but it's still cool, cooler than the straight six that came in them, you know. Yeah, that oil's pretty thin. It's got a smell to it for sure. It smelled more like Varsol than anything, but who knows, had to be fueled up some. And yeah, it was hot, you know, the usual. So about to bop this filter off and burn myself a little more. Maybe say a few cuss words. And yeah, I would've. So we shall see. Look at that. Other than that, it looks clean. I shine a light and all. I didn't notice any metal or any bearing material, but you know, you never know. Everything seems quiet enough. I mean, you got valve train noise, but that's typical. So go ahead and oh well. Got her strapped down. It's time to let it roll and straighten up and tighten the strap. So. See if the sensor's still working, yeah. Alright, y'all, that's it for today. Gotta go get the boys and all that, you know. So got most of the park throttle fuel and stuff handled. Running low on fuel, so I'm gonna bring some more fuel in the morning. Got the trans set up right now to where we can make the pulls on the dyno. So haven't really messed a little bit with the shift points and line pressure, but not a whole lot. And have it to where obviously it won't try not to downshift and obviously not upshift from third to fourth in a 4L60, but which we'll do all that after we get the full throttle stuff, and then we'll try and go street drive it. Oil pressure's still down some. I only went with 530 in it. I don't know. I'm assuming it's stock bottom end, stock clearances and all that, so I have no history on it, but it's in the teens, and I really don't like it. I know it's super hot sitting here on these rollers and stuff, but I mean, there ain't much else I can do about that. It's fresh oil, and everything sounds fine, and I mean, on paper, that's enough oil pressure, you know, 1,000 or 10 pounds per thousand, so it's idling at 600, and it's got 15ish, so theoretically that's enough, but it's not really what I like to see. But anyway, we'll pick back up in the morning and hopefully start to make some pulls on it and see how she does, and go from there. What? You can go around it. You got it, dude. Be like Indiana Jones. Look at you, dude. Good job.
I like pets do that.
Yeah. All right, first pool underway. Only went up to 5,600 or so and got out. And let's see, we got 301 horse at 54.50 and 317 foot-pounds at 44.53. So, and we're at 19 degrees. We got some timing to put in it. That'll clean it up some. Yeah, it's still on its way up, which it should be. So we'll go from there. Hit it with another. Clean up some stuff and hit it with another. Alright, that was pool number 2. Let's see, open up the log. Let's see on the power though. 360, I went to 22 degrees, made 313 and 322 foot-pounds. Still got some stuff going on. Don't need to figure out, but see what we can come up with. Alright, we're at 319. You can see, I know it's ugly. I'm gonna let it cool off, put a set of plugs in it, or at least pull those out real quick and check them. Put a set of plugs in it. All that feels like ignition. The heavier the load, the worse it is. And fuel's great, so fuel's dialed, so it's not that. But so it feels like ignition, which they said the plugs were probably fouled out in it, which I believe how it was before. But Taylor's in my truck right now, so I can't go get no plugs. So I'm just gonna let it cool off where I can get a plug out and then go from there. And in the meantime, where you at, dude? Oh, there he is. Mason's out there. I'm just gonna hang out with my buddy, you know, one of them days. All right, I got 6 out of 8 plugs out. There's back 2, it's still a little warm, so wait a minute, these are a little hot, but let me do it the smart way, you know. Anyway, not terrible. They cleaned themselves up a little bit, but still, we're gonna put a fresh set in and get at it. Oop. And so we'll go from there. So instead of changing them, we're just gonna go ahead and clean them off since they weren't terrible and see how they do. Go from there. If it needs them still, fine. If not, cool. Hey, come here. All right, y'all, that's a wrap as far as pulls and driving on the dyno. We're gonna unstrap her in a second and go take her for a street drive just to verify trans and all and check some shifts on it. But we ended up at 325 at, where's that at? 5,700, 5,731, give or take. The level's out, flattens out. We spun it up to just over 6,500 and it's, you know, still got a good, it hasn't fallen off yet, so it's not too bad for a 5.3, you know, stage 1 cam that don't even make any noise. So it's a little bit more than I thought. I was thinking maybe 305, 310, but you know, it does help that it has a LS3 intake and throttle body, even though it's got the adapter plates that have to neck it down. You know, it's still obviously better than a truck intake. Trying to think what else. I had to keep that throttle body closed a good bit at idle. That thing's almost all the way shut because of, you know, 90 mil throttle body. But yep, I'm gonna get this back together. Well, first I gotta get with him, see what they want to do, but get this back together and then go drive it. Best help right there. He already got 2 of the straps off all by himself. Yeah, all right, well, 4 because he did the front. You gotta push it through, buddy. Or undo the other one too, it don't matter. You know how to do it, you already did half of them.
I did earn one.
I know.
I just see you doing it.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I need to find this one over here because this one. I yeah. Dad, I put it here.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
I did this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went right here.
Yeah. Good job, dude. Now pick them up and put them up.
Oh.
All right, we got her off the rollers. Now we're about to go take her for a little street drive and See how she does. Won't be getting in it or anything. It's just, you know, basic driving. It's definitely a little weird being a BMW, sounding like this, driving like this, but it is what it is. Well, it didn't last long. We swapped the other ECU back in, and it seemed fine, but got to a stop sign and it took a dump again on the sensor. So I'm just gonna pull right back in here and put the other one back in and go drive and see how she does. The fun of LS swap stuff that you didn't build, and this is why I typically don't mess with stuff I didn't build. So you can take it on the side of the road, just driving, everything's going good, you know, just like you would think everything's smooth, and all of a sudden the whole car shut off. So I'm waiting on some help. I think I know what it is. Could be wrong, but I mean the car don't have power, nothing. So they have this disconnect in here that feels kind of hot, and if you look, it looks like part of it melted. So I'm just gonna bypass that for now, let them know, and they can decide what to do. But just gotta get off the side of the road and back to the shop. Bunch of gray hairs right here. Anyway, all right, we're out here at No Problem Raceway, April 17th for a private test and tune. See if we can't get a little more data and testing done on the black truck before a street car, bragging rights, in like less than 30 days. So, yep. So we had to fix the cracks and the expansion joints. We went ahead and got rid of the mirrors for now. Probably have to put them back on, but who knows. And we also made this bed cover. So that's the few little changes. We lowered the front of the truck some, made a bar change on the cow tracks. Yeah, we can go from there, change the tune up a little bit, but we ain't gonna get too drastic on it yet, just going off of the data log from the last pass, which was the 822 pass. And but the weather was completely different then, so it was probably a waste of data as far as going out the gate on this tune-up, but we'll see. Yeah, we also added a window net, so new addition. Get in and set something up real quick. Got it? 538. Only a 13960.
Hey, look at
So-
it. Let me see you slip, man.
Hey, it ain't good. It's slow. So that's that for tonight. As you see, he lost the tire, stayed in it, shook it a little bit, got out, eased into a down track, and bow, no more drive shaft.
Everybody's losing tire. You hear them dragging it.